One Timmy Trickle coming at you again yet with another movie review. Today I'm going to talk about another favorite classic film of mine that I really enjoy. And this film is from 1979. It is a drama comedy film. It was released on July 13th, 1979. This film is called The Wanderers. And those of you who don't know, in 1979, there were two films that centered around gangs. The first film being The Warriors, which I will do a review on here shortly. But this film has a special place in my heart. The soundtrack alone on this film is amazing. And I wanted to talk a little bit about this film. And this film was directed by Philip Kaufman and also wrote by Philip Kaufman as well. It had a $1 million budget and it made $23 million at the box office. And speaking of the soundtrack, this soundtrack had songs My Boyfriend's Back, Walk Like a Man, Big Girls Don't Cry, Stand By Me, Soldier Boy, Run Around Sue, and a whole bunch of classic songs. And this film is set in the Bronx in 1963, and it's based on the book by Richard Price. Now, this film holds a 7.4 out of 10 on IMDb, an 89% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 91% on Google. Now, this film stars Ken Wall, Karen Allen, John Friedrich, Tony Gagnos, Tony Kalem, Alan Rosenberg, and Olympia Dukakis. Now, this film centers around an Italian gang called the Wanderers, who have many enemies, including the Baldies, the Dougie Boys, the Del Bombers, which is an all-black gang. And this film centers around major characters, Richie, Nina, Joey, Perry, Despy, Turkey, and the main characters, Richie, Joey, Perry, and Turkey, are all buddies. They go to the same high school. They're all part of the Wanderers. And Perry, who joins them later on after saving their butts in a fight, is amazing. Karen Allen, who I mentioned, you'll know her from Raiders of the Lost Ark, National Lampoon's Animal House. She's really good in this film. She doesn't have a major role, more of a co-star role, but she's really good in this film. Ken Wall, you'll know him from the TV show Wise Guys. Tony Gagnos, you'll know him from the Porky's trilogy. He played Meat Tuparello in those films. He was in Die Hard 2, but he got this role because they were looking for a big, stocky guy, and at the time he was working as a bouncer and bodyguard, and they just happened upon him, and he was perfect for this role as Perry. And they wanted someone to play basically opposite of another character in this film, and it just works. These characters are great. There is a movie mistake at the beginning of this film that is very noticeable, but I didn't notice it till years later. But this film is amazing. And to start off this film, the Wanderers, Joey and Turkey, basically set off the gang, the Baldies, and they're being chased through the streets of the Bronx, and from there it's just a tailspin of what happens with these characters. There's a classroom scene that is very it's funny, but it is raw, and you'll see if you watch this film. But this film is awesome. It's one of my childhood favorites. I grew up watching this film. along with the Warriors and the Outsiders, which, like I said, I'll be talking about those films too. But yeah, you meet all different kinds of gangs in this film, and the big climax in this film is in the third act when they're playing a football game between the Wanderers and the Dell Bombers, and there's a huge um, uh, scene in this third act that is one of the best scenes when it comes to um, fights that I've ever seen, and that's all I'm going to say. But you gotta check this film out. It is awesome, um, and you always will ask yourself, which gang would you join, or would you be in if you lived during this time? And this is how these times were. This is authentic, and if you weren't affiliated with a gang, pretty much you got picked on. So you're basically better off being in one than not being in one. But The Wanderers is a great film. It's got a great story. There's some funny parts in this film. There are some sad parts in this film. Um, I'm not going to say who dies, but someone dies in this film, and it's really sad. And but yeah, this film is amazing. I know you'll enjoy the soundtrack too. But yeah, the characters, the direction, the score, it's all amazing. So definitely check this film out if you haven't had the chance to. You should be able to find it online. Um, you can find it probably through Netflix or Xfinity On Demand through Comcast or DirecTV, whoever your cable provider is. Or you should be able to buy it online through Family Video or someone online to find this film. It is an awesome film, and I know you'll enjoy it. So, but other than that, in the comment section below, if you've seen this film, give me your thoughts and opinions. And yeah, just let me know if you've seen this film, what you thought about it. But other than that, I thank you guys for watching this movie review, and look forward to seeing some more movie reviews from some of my favorite films, The Warriors and The Outsiders are going to be two films I'm going to be talking about here soon. Oh, and while I'm on here, I'll be doing some new movie reviews from movies I've seen this year. But my reviews are going to be a few months older because I don't get to go to the theater and watch the films like I'd like to, because I am paralyzed and not able to arrange rides to go and see movies. So I watch them from the comfort of my home. And yeah, I really love movies, and I love talking about movies. So let's get into the conversation. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.